You want to make your announcement first before I present?
Why the change? Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Well, the post I wanted to present is from Nina Eats Here, which I love her name. That is so cool. um, she got that name because she does like to go out to eat and write reviews of restaurants and things. And she is currently at Hive Fest. And this is a story that she has written about going to Hive Fest. And she just tells a good story. She tells what she was up to before the trip. She was talking about during the trip and how creepy guys were staring at her and all this stuff, and how she got settled in Kuala Lumpur. And I just thought it was really wonderful. And you can look at the posts on Hive about Hive Fest by going to one of those links that I dropped, peakdecencyhive.blog. You can pick your front end. And then there's a link to where you can watch the Hive Fest presentations if you want to. And it's a good way to stay informed about what's going on with the blockchain. Yeah, they seem to have really good food choices on the plane. I was impressed. I don't remember ever seeing anything that nice back in days when I flew years and years ago. Oh, that's a possibility. And there should be plenty of interesting posts coming up in the next couple of days for people showing the food they're eating in Kuala Lumpur. Oh, wow, it's Alessandra. How about that?
Ooh, congrats.
Hi everyone. Okay, good day. Uh, okay, this is a post by Hope Styling, and it's been a while since I came on board. So today I just went through and I got a post. It was quite intriguing when I read through it. It was talking about trust issues, um, and she shared a very vital experience that got my attention. I'm not going to speak more of what she's of her story, but from what captured me was our own patience. She was quite patient in the story, a patient to want to understand people, want to displease herself, make the other party feel satisfied, and also to gain the trust of that person. So, like I said, I'm not going to say more of the story, but just made me to remember my own personal experience of how people tag me as being difficult, as being too serious, only because I refuse to give them that very attention or that very patience that she gave to our friends, partner, and all that. So you can go and glance through the story, read through it, and of course you're gonna get what I'm talking about when you do that. Yeah. So uh, that is it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, I wasn't ready. She did a little bit up. She dropped a picture of her in bitter irony. That's a nice one. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so surprise, surprise. It's Shadow's Daily Echo. The word is lighthouse. And you surprised me because you took a totally different avenue with this than I would have, but I really like it. Well, to me, when I think of lighthouse, it lights up the dark, but it's light and dark. So it's kind of, it's almost like the light comes on and confronts you just before you're about to make the worst mistake of your life and you stop and reassess. Why is that? Oh, that's really cool. Y- I think the one that you chose was really good. I like this one. It's really nice.
Can you hear me now? Alrighty, and we have to use this instead for now.
Hello, everyone. So, this is a response to the Hive Learners prompt that talked about history. Talked about history. So basically, history is being told to suit the narrator's part of the story or side of the story, and then they asked us to talk about a part of history that we feel is totally wrong, but then people just decide to run along with that wrong narrative because it's what they've been indoctrinated with. So I talk about Biafra, the Biafra War. It's something that I'm really passionate about because I've not experienced war, but I've experienced crisis, and it's honestly not an experience that I would want to relive. So whenever I see people agitate, because right now they're agitating for Biafra, and it's part of the reason they're tearing the country apart. So basically, these people, they don't really have an idea what the war is all about. And then you see some fraction of Easterners claiming the victim. And then you see them idolizing Ojukwu and saying he's a hero. But over the years, I've taken my time to study every account of the war, both the side of the vanquished and the side of the victors, as they might want to call it. And then I've also taken my time to listen to eyewitness accounts, people that actually experienced the war. And one of the first story that we've heard in the past is that the Onitsha Bridge, that was kind of like a viable route between the south and the east, was bombed or destroyed by the Nigerian government, so as to weaponize starvation and weaponize food rather, and starve the Biafra so they won't have the strength to fight. But then, shockingly, I got to find out from an Easterner that actually witnessed the war and actually was around, pretty much around when that bridge was collapsed. And then he told me that the bridge was collapsed by the Biafran soldiers because at that point they were being chased by the Nigerian soldiers, and in order for them to cut off the Nigerian soldiers, they destroyed the bridge. But then they didn't tell us that part in history. Um, Let me not rant too much, so I won't spoil the post for whoever is interested in reading it. So that's just basically my own take of the matter. People just tend to manipulate history to suit um, their selfish narrative and whatnot. So that's it. Wow. like like the starvation was so bad that parents actually started eating their children according to what we heard. Like if you have like 6 children, you can kill two and be left to four. It was like a really terrible story. And then you see some people eat, like they became cannibals. They were dying. And my anger in this whole thing was Ojuku saw that his people were dying and he did nothing about it. He didn't surrender until the war came to his doorstep and he ran away. And this is the same people this is the same person that idolizing as a hero. And then he came back from exile years after to come and contest as a president in the same country he claimed not to want to have anything to do with. And currently his wife is even a minister in Nigeria. This is somebody that's supposed to be like, oh, pro Biafra. It's really sad that people don't really see this, or maybe they do, they just want to be in denial. Agreed. And then when you try to like tell them and point out these things to them and give them these scenarios, they don't, in fact, like my friend would always say in an argument, don't convince me with the facts. Allow me to run along with whatever I believe in. So I just I just let them do it.
everyone. Can you hear me? Oh, thank goodness. Okay, it's a post I wrote in the Indian United Community. We were just told to talk to our younger self, to say something, to talk to our younger self. And I just told her so many things that happened in the past and that it wasn't her fault those things happened. It was part of life, part of growing up, part of, being by yourself, people, part of misconception, part of people not understanding who you really are and tag you all sorts of names. So if you really want to know what exactly that wasn't her fault, please do read the post. Thank you.
No, we haven't. I've been posting about it all week, so and still working on a mushroom post as well. So it's the season, at least over here. Not sure how it is on the other side of the planet, but um, yeah. Well, this is in an area close by, and to my um, yeah, how should I say? I was really upset to find out that somebody was rude enough to copy this and post it as his own post. I've reported it to Hive Watchers, and he has been downvoted. So he knows he shouldn't be doing it anymore. But okay. Um. Yeah. Well, it's a nice area here in the close by where there are wolves and all kinds of animals. And I didn't came across any wolves, but plenty of mushrooms. No, my camera came down and close. Yeah, not that close. Yeah, you got to do something to kill time. I know. Yeah, everybody needs a hobby, they say. So this is mine. Yeah, well, I got another hobby that's annoying the cat. And oh yeah, you get great pictures. Yep,
I'm
I
waiting
know.
to see one where he's like biting the lens. Ah. Oh,
Okay. Well, this person named Erica went to some sort of an art show or, um, anyways, let's call it art show, brain fart. Apparently, went back in August and she's now just finishing her post, like a second part of the post about what she saw. And she saw some pretty impressive things. If you scroll down, you keep seeing this white table runner with red. I don't know if that's embroidery or ribbon work, but it's pretty impressive. But my favorite piece, pardon?
by the carved chairs, yeah.
And at one point, there's someone has an exhibit on it, and I'm thinking, but I like the table runner. But there's a really cool painting, and Erica, the writer, said she found it kind of kitschy, but I think it's really cool. The painter did a sunset with a lot of reds and yellows and oranges, and then made painted over it a like a crocheted lace curtain right over it, and it looks like you're looking through a curtain out at this view. I think it's really cool. That looks really hard to do. This is a new trend that I've been seeing. I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but apparently, just say I did a portrait of somebody in watercolor. Apparently, that's not art anymore, or not unique art anymore, unless you put something interesting over it, like this picture. Kind of sounds like some people are thinking it's all been done, but it is kind of cool. What were you going to say? I'm sorry I cut you off. Okay.
So, a friend of mine, Cherokee for Life, I've been watching him slowly build up his knowledge in working with AI and 3D printing over the last few months. And he just recently posted this about how he made a bunch of the HoloZing characters 3D printable using AI to make the model off of just images. And I thought that was pretty awesome. It's a really good use of AI, I think. And he runs his own AI on his own computer to do all this. So if anybody's interested in working with AI and learning about setting it up on their own computer, he's a very good resource to take advantage of. Yeah, he just recently upgraded the GPU. I think that's what the majority of the processing is done through. Yeah, my GPU would take forever to do anything with it. But there's probably some way to throttle the usage of your GPU to run the AI stuff.
Oh, wicked cool.
Okay. I think when I came in, I heard bipolar talking about this prompt, and for me, or rather from my own view, I, by the way, it's an Ivy Learner's prompt, so um, about history, and from my own view, I feel that indeed there are a lot of things we don't really know about history, and a lot of people say a lot of things. But wait, you can hear me, right? Okay. A lot of people say a lot of things and formulate a lot of things. I remember before I wrote this particular post, I was talking with my sister and she asked me a very, very funny question. And she was like, in the Bible, how if Adam and Eve were truly the first humans to be created by God, who did Cain get married to when he left the when he was banished after killing his brother? If Adam and Eve were supposed to be the only people living in the world, so who the king got married to? And it was a very funny question because the Bible had it that Cain got married, Seth got married, but these people were supposed to be the only people living in the world. So a lot of things do not add up when it comes to history, and that is the point I'm trying to make. And so growing up, we believed most of these things. Our minds tend to fill up the blanks or the untold stories. And a lot of times, when we even tell these stories ourselves, we say it with speculations, so confident of our speculations that we think, yes, what I am saying is true. But at the end of the day, it's not really true. And we'll get to look at it from the real perspective. The only people who know the truth might be dead or far away somewhere we cannot reach. At the end of the day, probably it's only God who knows the truth. So yeah, that's what you can read my post and get to know. But everything I said right now, it's not even what I wrote. So you can read my post and get to know what I really wrote about this story. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, right. Ah, I was already an adult when I started asking myself that question because I believed all those stories to heart. I believed all those stories to heart. And it was, I was already an adult when I started thinking about it, sitting down to think about it. Okay, if 1 plus 1 is 2, then why are they telling us it's 6? Until today, I cannot get the answer. But at least that is the binary system is proving. It has facts to prove it. Some facts in history do not have anything, any string at all to make you believe that yes, this thing is true. And people expect that the only thing that should be valid, the only the only thing that should be believed, why or what rather why it should be believed is the fact that it was written somewhere that holds a kind of spiritual attachment or emotional attachment to the people around there. And that is not supposed to be so. The truth is supposed to be the truth. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, binary. Yeah, that yeah, hexadecimal. Hexadecimal would blow his mind. That's her post there. I dropped the link.
Right on.
Okay, thank you, Kitty girl. It's crazy here. I can't even access any link. All the posts, all the links that have been dropping on here, I can't even get through to any of them. Luckily, I was able to even get mine before the PYPT started. That's why I was able to even pimp mine. But it's okay. I just hope the network will improve. This post is by IBB Tammy, and she wrote about visiting a movie set. It was a beautiful post. I was like, while I was reading it, it was like I was there with her, from one point to the other, and I felt I was there live with them. And after the set, they went to grab something to eat. But that's where I'm angry with her. She did not invite anybody. She just went, ate, and that was it. It's not fair, IDB Tammy. You invited us to join you on the journey in the movie set, and after that you ate all alone. But if you want to know what happened, please go read the post. Thank you. Yes, I really loved the post. I just hope one day I'll be in the movie set. Yes, I just hope. This one is not enough motivation for me to go look for where they are acting movies so that I can experience it firsthand. Of course.
Congrats to all the winners. Sad now. Yay. Okay, so, Halloween's coming. Yeah, we've reached out a few people here and there, and we've got over 1,000 hives worth of prizes ready to be had coming up in the next few short weeks. We've got a pumpkin carving contest and a costume contest, and the fun one will probably be the pumpkin hunt, where we hide several pumpkins. I think six will be a good number. Five normal jack-o'-lantern pumpkins, and then one big one called the Great Pumpkin. If anybody's ever seen the old Peanuts, the Great Pumpkin, that's kind of where we pulled it from. But yeah, it should be fun. Looking forward to some engagement and hopefully a lot of people join us with the activities. Spread it around, pass it around, all that good stuff. Knows. Woo. There's links to the contests in there, their initial posts, so you can get the details on exactly what's what and how that works. But yeehaw! Thank you. Yeah, Joseph's still working out the kinks with because he's doing he's got curation tokens and then the voting ones, so it's a work in progress, but he said it should be done next week, and then we'll know more there. Yeah, per contest, 50 hive from us per contest. I don't know what the ladies of Hive is throwing yet. Melinda threw like 15,000 decency points, so there's probably 5,000 per contest there. It'll be 100 cav tokens for each contest. Yeah, it's good stuff. I'm not sure how much glitter is coming. Yeah, definitely worth your time to try. It's fun too. Who doesn't like dressing up for Halloween? Or getting some pumpkins? It was rhetorical. It was rhetorical. I don't need an answer. It was rhetorical. It was. I know.
Well, and even in parts of the world where Halloween is not celebrated, you can still participate. We don't discriminate.
Yeah. You can give my
I
pimp to
think,
Shadows, Kitty.
say what, Woody?
I say you can give my pimp to Shadows.
Oh, okay, will do. And Seki's comment about my question exactly was areas of the world that do not celebrate Halloween. Yeah, you can still participate. While Leslie's getting her link, I'd like to remind everyone this pimp that's being sent out from the Crypto Pimp, you need to stake that in your Hive Engine wallet because staking Pimp will earn you dividends.
Hello. So sorry about that. Yeah, I was waiting for the car to pass, but it's not really a car, more like a I don't know what you guys call it over there, but we call it keke, three-legged motorbike kind of transportation device. Regardless, so yeah, this was my post for Treatings Tuesday, which is the only post I've posted this week. Sadly, yeah, it's been a rough week, and I was just listening to music, and this three songs from Purple just moved me. So go check them out. Lovely songs, lovely artists, lovely art too. I think I did well. I did grow myself in this header picture. Yeah. So thanks. Read, comment, vote. Love you all.
Well, this is a really quick little post by a lady called McKinney Photo. And apparently, when you go to the zoo and there's red pandas in an exhibit, it's hard to see one. And she finally caught it with her camera, and it's just the cutest little thing. Apparently, I knew they existed. I just didn't realize that we actually had any at any of our zoos in Canada. Yeah, this is in the Calgary Zoo. I'm pretty sure the Toronto Zoo, which is our one of our biggest ones, doesn't have any. Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's a post in the QCon community, and it's just a question about growing up and aging. Is aging an obligation, and is growing up optional? And I shared my thoughts in that post, talking about which is which. Uh, Apparently, aging is compulsory for every human. Yes, compulsory in capital letter, except you pass away at an early stage in life. But if God grants you the grace for longevity, then you're definitely gonna age. But about growing up, uh, it's often said that a fool at 40 is a fool forever. So if one is 40 years and is still behaving like a babe, that means the person is not grown up yet. So if you want to know some of the things I wrote, so reach the post, please. Thank you. Let me continue with cutting my veggies. Bye.
Well, before I pimp my post, I want to say one quick thing. I saw in the D City Discord this morning the lead dev for that project is talking about sunsetting D City. So if anyone is playing D City you might want to double check with them. They're going to be distributing funds that are being held in game over the next time period. And sadly, since D City runs BSwap, which is one of the coolest swap services on Hive, I kind of suspect that may be going away as well. So keep a watch over the D City and BSwap accounts for the official announcement. And here's the post I want to present. It's from D Booster, one of the Alliance members. I thought it was a really cool post about how our brain filters reality and that what we see is influenced by this brain filtering. And it's really quite an interesting post. I especially love the part about the four leaf clovers. So, yeah, if you want to kind of take a peek inside our brains and see what goes on in there, take a look at this post and see if you can identify with it. Oh, that's very true.
Oh, I guess it would help if I took my mute off. Sorry. So it's time for some food. These are milky banana balls made with crushed peanut and love. And they look amazing. Look at those tiny bananas that they're using. What would Could you use regular bananas? Are these different? Does anyone know? I guess we'll have to find out. I think so. I have all the ingredients, though I'm going to have to try it in the air fryer because I don't have any oil for frying. Yeah, or some coconut oil.
And then you could come back and write your own post, reference this post, and say, this is where I got the idea and the recipe. And then here's my take on it done in an air fryer and let people know how it turned out.
Good idea. Actually, I'm writing that down because I'll forget if I don't write it down. Be thankful that's the only thing you've learned from inside my head. Or it's like quicksand and you get sucked in, so be careful.
And there we are again. Well, while the show was going on, I had to finish this post, so hey ho. Another mushroom walk in the same area, but just a couple of days later. So another bunch of photos, 42.
Is that your car?
I wish.
Right
No, it's a Lotus, and I was actually surprised
that's
because
nice.
I just remember the old Lotus that they used in the James Bond movies, but nope, it's a different one. But you will like the footer anyway, yeah, I guess, of the post. That is. Oh yeah.
I
Is that
love
a
that
mushroom and Swiss
picture.
at the end there, or what? Is that a mushroom and Swiss at the end there? Ooh, nice.
Oh, sorry. Number 6, that picture of just the oak leaf. Is that your macro? It's
Sorry, is that macro? Yes, it is.
beautiful.
What is the
What I did
difference
here
between
is
macro and micro?
macro is enlarging and micro is close up.
Okay. What if you get close and then enlarge it?
Then you probably need a whole lot of light.
Okay.
And that's what exactly what I did here. I put the leaf against my lens and I lit it up from the back.
Cool.
If you know how light works, yes.
So what is that, like a mushroom and Swiss towards the end? I'm getting hungry, man. My lunch needs to get here.
That's just a quarter pounder, nothing more.
Oh. Right.
Oh, I've got something to say to Stress Killer. I'm going to drop a
Oh,
link in chat. It's not a post that I'm going to present, but it's one Stress Killer might want to see and respond to about a guy that was toying with buying an expensive camera, but as good as cell phone cameras are anymore, he's wondering if it's worth it or not. You might have some insight that you can give him in a comment.
Mr. Boss. I will take a look at it in a moment. It's always hard to judge